As far as Wikipedia is concerned, the chess opening 1e4, e5, 2 queen h5 has any number of names. It could be known as the Danvers opening, the Kentucky opening, the Queen attack, that's how I know it, the Wayward Queen attack, the Queen excursion, the Patzer opening, or the Parham attack. Well, you can take your pick. Whatever, this is a very unorthodox way to start the game. 2 queen h5 is basically a shock weapon, and it has the advantage of being better than it looks. The opponent might feel very uncomfortable facing such a move because this is supposed to be the move of a beginner, and black might feel that he somehow has to punish this move and overextend, overdo it. The graveyards are full of black players who tried to punish queen h5, and that simply can't be done with best play. On this DVD we're going to see players of the calibre of Magnus Carlsen, believe it or not, and Hikaru Nakamura using queen h5 just to surprise, shock and even psychologically undermine their opponents. They seem quite happy to play it, so why not join them? Used at the right time and against the right opponent, 2 queen h5 can have a very unsettling effect, and it might win you a very quick game. I'm International Master Andrew Martin, and on this DVD I'm going to try to show you how this is all done. Okay, here we go then with e4, e5, queen h5. Why on earth should we be playing this opening when there are so many other openings available against e5? Well, firstly, I regard this as pretty much the ultimate shot weapon, because the opponent certainly won't be expecting it. It's underestimated, it's not as bad as it looks, and white can try to shape the game to his design. The idea is you're playing something you know well, and which perhaps the opponent has hardly studied at all. There's also a psychological element in playing a move like this, because it's very likely that the opponent will want to punish you for playing a very bad opening, and as a result play poorly. They might try to crush you, and it's simply not possible to crush queen h5 if white plays correctly. So, taking all these things into consideration and used with discretion, queen h5 could become a good weapon in your armoury. Now we're going to start off quite extraordinarily by examining a game from Magnus Carlsen. This is a game that Carlsen played with white against Shamsiddin Vokhidov, which was played in the World Rapid Championship in St. Petersburg back in 2018. We all know Carlsen's willing to play virtually any opening that's going, and this proves it beyond doubt. Carlsen actually lost this game, but as we'll see as we go through it, he missed a clear win halfway through. And if he's getting a good position against a 2480, then this must say something about the ultimate selection of the opening. Anyway, black played knight c6, and now white played bishop c4, which makes sense because, well, it threatens checkmate. Black's obviously not going to miss that, but it develops a piece at the same time. So black played g6, and I'm pretty sure that most of your opponents are going to play this way. Now white dropped back. Okay, it looks like caveman chess, and to an extent it is, but black is being asked to solve new problems at the board. Now by far the most common move here is knight f6. Obviously we'll take a look at that as we go through the video, but black played queen e7 in this game, and now knight e2 was Carlsen's reply. And if I were you, I would get used to playing this move, because white's covering the d4 square, very important, and protecting the position of his queen. Black played knight f6, and now white played d3. So what we've got after just a few moves is a relatively unknown position where white is not worse. It's just a game, it's probably about equal, but black had some new ideas to solve, new problems to solve. For instance, bishop g5 might be an idea in a moment, pinning the knight. Anyway, black tried to make sense of his pieces by playing bishop g7. White brought the knight out, and now black did not like the idea of bishop g5, so stopped it with h6. And now we reach an interesting point in the game where Carlsen plays knight to d5, more or less forcing an exchange. Now the world champion is oozing with self-confidence, and he wants to for a win in every game. So we shouldn't see this offer to exchange pieces as a sign that you know, he's trying to get a draw. Nothing could be further from the truth. He wants to play on for a win. He obviously just wants that knight out of the way. Maybe to attack the black king a bit later on if black castles. Just taking it back, there are clearly other moves. I mean, quite clearly white could just develop a piece here. And then black plays d6. Now this is an interesting point, because when black pushes that pawn up to d6, it's likely that he's thinking about bishop g4. So h3 would probably be the careful move now. Black might develop a piece, and then white plunges the knight in there after these developing moves. And again, white, I think, has a slight advantage in this position, because what does black play? He's probably got to settle for a move like queen to d8, which